Send the group text.
Yeah, because
Okay, I want y'all.
but I got real hot at first, and then I was like, you know what? That's actually kind of funny, because here's why. Here's why. Besides the fact that I'm gonna go ahead and give the little buddy his shout out and what have you, because apparently he wants to be made famous or whatever you want to call it. But AK values, whatever that means, I'm guessing those are his initials.
Mm,
Maybe those his initials. I don't for his first and last name, or maybe he likes AKs. I don't know, but whatever. It's not intimidating. So there's that.
right.
But three grown ass ninjas, four smiley faces, which is kind of fucking cupcakeish itself. Um, your retort, what's your point? His
Yeah.
comeback was, at you proved it. Two smiley faces or two laughing emojis with the peace sign. First of all, what the fuck does that even mean? Because you got three grown men talking about sports entertainment as if you don't have other grown men talking about sports and or entertainment in general across social media in general. I don't know. Dave LaGriffin gets paid a couple of buckets of money to talk about fucking professional wrestling. You got other grown ass men that sit around a round table and talk sports in general.
Exactly.
But you're talking about three grown ninjas. Like, what does that even mean? Besides, see, it's little milk socks like this that I don't get. And yes, I call them a milk sock. So if you need me to explain that, I fucking will. But anyway,
I get
yeah.
it.
First of
Please.
all, see, I was gonna break it down. I brought it down some because I don't want us to get in trouble. I don't want no
Mm.
them sending you emails be like, hey, we're gonna ban
Yeah.
you for a couple of weeks until you get your shit together. I tempered it down.
Okay, 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 okay.
So Mr. AK values. Yes, we are three grown ninjas talking about something that we enjoy, like everybody else on fucking social media. When I see all the little whatchamacallits that pop up when I hop on YouTube sometimes, other fully grown men talking about professional wrestling and sports and movies in general. I fail to see what the problem is there. And his point at you proved it. What exactly did you prove, that you're a complete dumbass? I
Zero.
don't know.
That's what he proved. 100%.
Right. And then he put the peace sign up like he wasn't gonna come back to to further the further his whatever he was trying to pull off or whatever. But whatever, at the end of the day, fuck you. Fuck you. We at least you watched the video. Thank you for the click. So thank you for the click there, pal.
Period. Hey,
On,
everybody. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to Wrestling Montage Media.
exactly.
This
I
is,
I'm keeping it mellow. I'm keeping it mellow.
yeah, man. So we are finna get into it. We are short one man tonight. It's all good. It's all great, but we gonna keep it moving. He'll be back. We had some big storms here in the Midwest, a couple days ago that really, affected the Midwest. I was hearing on the radio about 11 people had died from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty tragic, but, were you affected by it at all?
No, we our lights flickered a little bit, but they nothing shut off this time. I think
Yeah.
it was last year when we had one of those big storms. We lost power for like a day and a half, and I knew trying to go even find like even a small little portable generator, I wasn't gonna find one. So I was like, I'm not gonna even try. I just wait till this pass, let things settle down, and then go and find something. Just a couple small ones that have in the house for when something like this happens.
Yeah. It got scary, man. Because I haven't been. I've seen tornadoes like in the sky, but never touched down. And it's just that it was just an eerie because it could just strike. It don't have to be raining. It don't have to be. I mean, the wind will pick up. I mean, they say it sound like a train sound, and that's when like to
Yeah.
really take cover. But yeah, it was scary. I seen some damage. I was driving through Florissant, through some of like the
Mhm.
back roads and everything, and like in the wooded areas, and those roads was blocked off. The
A
city
lot of
was,
trees was down.
yeah, and some a lot of, I think, some more power outages. I seen like a lot of electrical equipment from the power lines down, and they was getting that together. So it was devastating to some people. So my hearts and thoughts goes out to those people.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Hopefully they get it back, everything back up, and get people back up and running.
Yeah.
Hopefully, whatever they accomplish today and hopefully tomorrow, hopefully by Tuesday at least, or at least hump day for crying out loud.
Hmm. Yeah, and TJ just got his power cut back on. I didn't know his
Yeah.
power was out. So,
Yes. Yeah, it's
but yeah,
definitely
man.
weird the way that the storms moved and the areas that they hit because it seems like these are always some of the same areas that get hit every time we get into this little funky switching between winter. It don't really know if it wants to be spring or if we jumping right back into summer or whatever. It's just always a little funky period.
Right. Yeah,
Gotta
it's
love the state
annoying.
of misery.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
So, yeah, man. I guess we can just go over Raw some. Basically, the big return of Roman Reigns, crashing the cage match, which the most annoying thing about that was just the finish to me.
Hmm.
I mean, I get why they did it, why they had Seth pull Roman pull Seth out. So I mean, they don't want because they don't want anybody to really have momentum. They want you to really guess who might win
Who's
this
gonna
match
go?
between them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if Punk had won, he would kind of have the momentum, be the favorite. But um, I really think Seth should have won, personally.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Um, I I think it would have made more sense, and this is just me. I think it would have made more sense if he pulled Punk out because it would have screwed him. Or wait, yeah, it would have screwed him, right? So if he pulled Punk out, it would have because he pulled. So he screwed Punk because Seth's feet hit the floor. So if it was the other way around, it would actually make more sense since
Hmm.
from what happened with the Rumble. But hey, called it though. I thought it was going to be at he would have been back already, but I guess waiting as you get a couple of what are we like a month away, a couple of weeks away, three
About like that, yeah, about a month.
like a month away. I guess it
Hmm.
made more sense and what have you. And I know some people are so more perturbed about quote unquote part timers. I'm like, Roman's not a part timer; he's a special attraction. It's kind of a difference.
Hmm.
But
Right.
I get it. I think we called it, and I'm interested. So I'm interested to see how this develops over the next couple of weeks. But now it's like how you see how we'll see things play out, give or take. Because if they're on night one, are they the main event? Because Cody's night two, they're night
Right.
one. So does this match overshadow? Do you open up with Jay and Gunther at Jay and Walter on night one?
Mm, no, I mean traditionally, championship matches have always been the last match. It's just got to be. But then lately it be in the middle or whatever
Yeah,
get the show started. Really, I mean that's how I feel. Like whatever you feel, the show should start. I think just go with that. But the championship matches just need to be last. That's how that's what we grew up on.
yeah. But
You
you
know,
remember that's why Punk left the first time because when he was champion, he never main evented, which means that he's the last match. He was always kind
right?
of like in the middle of the card, at the beginning of the card, and what have you. That's why he
Yeah.
left because he never got his main event spot, which I can understand what his gripe is. Like he's the champion, why is he not going on last? So,
Hmm.
I don't know what other matches there. It looks like we're gonna have a lot of multi-man, multi-person matches.
I was gonna mention that. Yeah.
That's what it's kind of shaping up to be. I could see them opening with the Jay and Walter and closing with Roman, Seth, and Punk because that match is actually it's going to be way bigger than the title match. I'm sorry,
Yeah. Yeah.
just because of the personalities involved, it's going to be way bigger. So if you can open up hot and end hot,
Right.
but what do you put in the middle though? Like in that those 3-4 matches in between because yeah, what like those 3-4 matches in between 2-3 matches in between.
Yeah, because it's some matches that need to be confirmed too. Still, like uh, with Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, what are they gonna do? Is it gonna be a three-way there? Possibly is is Jade gonna get at Bianca for some reason for teaming with Naomi? And what they can do. They can do a lot of different things. I don't
I,
see it being one on one. Do you see it being one on one?
with Jade and Naomi.
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, but I have a feeling somebody's going to interfere in the match. I just don't know who it would be besides Bailey. But
Yeah,
the so another multi-person match with
right.
Rhea, Bianca, and Io
And
Sky, which I think is kind of BS because if Bianca won the Rumble, she deserves a one-on-one match. That'd be the one that you put kind of right in the middle because again, or you can have that be right before. But then where do you put Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton?
I
They
well,
would they would probably be night one, and Bianca would be night two.
you think they should do Raw and SmackDown, like Raw night one, SmackDown night two?
I could see that probably make more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some good problems to have, but also on the backside of that, you're not getting people really invested. Like I'm not really in. I don't really care about that match. I don't
What,
because I mean,
Charlotte and Tiffany?
yeah, because I think you're throwing Tiffany in the deep end. You haven't done enough to establish her to be in a main event match with Charlotte at WrestleMania. Because granted, give it whether people like it or not. If Charlotte goes over, if she wins, she wins. It doesn't ruffle my feathers like everybody else like get into their emotions and what have you. Like, oh, well, Charlotte only winning because she's a Flair and they want her to beat her daddy's record. Like it goes back to that whole oh it's nepo. Like if you hate nepotism, you hate fucking life in general. Just at the end of the day, but whatever. But they're not doing enough to get me invested in that. And what happened from the bits and pieces that I saw from SmackDown because I didn't see it, so I only saw highlights of it.
Oh, you didn't see
Um,
SmackDown?
no, well, they were in Spain,
Mm-hmm.
so it was 3 o'clock their time, but it was still taped to air here at 8 o'clock. But I didn't see it. I just saw highlights, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go off the highlights. But even
Right.
with this little pull apart with 30 male security guards that can't hold two 110-pound women apart. But anyway, like with her diving off the top and then the weak pull apart, and it looked like she was trying to take her. It looked like Tiffany was trying to take Charlotte down, but then couldn't get her all the way up. I'm like, oh, you're not doing
Man,
yourself no favors here.
that's the Triple H special is that pull apart, ain't
Yeah, it is.
it?
Like
He-
that drives me up a wall. You got 30 security guards out there, and they can't keep none of these people pulled apart. Like, really, really, they're two women that are 110 pounds. Really, they're not.
and it'd
They're
be
not
bad
stronger than
because
you.
they had them come out like I think before a match too, and they were still fighting.
Yeah, but like you just that never makes any sense to me. That's the dumbest shit ever. But
Yeah, it's over the
like even
top.
that, yeah, even that. That's not. I'm still not really invested in the match. That'll be like
No,
okay, now I'm going to heat up, throw some cookies in the oven or something. I
you
don't know,
know,
but
where I think gonna hit up a hot pocket,
right,
but
something like
the
that.
build, man, is just they've been doing the same shit, man. Like, oh, interfere in their match. Oh, who has the momentum and interfere in their match? It's just like you can expect it. Like if they have a one-on-one match with somebody, their WrestleMania opponent gonna come out and beat them up, and it's just can we get some more story? I think because with like that they've been doing that with Drew and Priest,
Hmm.
Tiffany and Charlotte, uh, Walter and Jay.
Hmm.
It ain't been. I mean, in the beginning, it started with stories, but then it's like there's that little in between time where they just kind of, waiting for Mania to get closer and closer, and then they can ramp up stories again. Where it should be week after week, it should be
Week after week, yeah.
something constantly,
It's just
hitting us.
constantly something, but it's like I said, they got good problems to have. I don't think they're just mapping it out the way that it probably should be mapped out. It is not
Yeah.
making me like I'm still we still gonna watch it. We know that already,
Oh
but
yeah. No. No,
it's like,
yeah.
am I really gonna be tuned in like I would normally be tuned in? It's like, okay, now I'm just waiting for the match to be over so we can move on to the next one because you're not making me get invested enough. So,
Yeah.
like, whatever.
I think Mania this year is really going to be a spectacle. I look forward to it every year, but I think this one is going to be another all timer because I would say since WrestleMania, like in between that time from between WrestleMania 32 to like 37, those all were trash. And
Yeah,
but then 38, 38 on up, and they all been good.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah. And then over on the SmackDown side,
Well, I'm sorry, 33 was awesome too, but after that, garbage.
Yeah, it was all trash. It
Yeah,
just it was always kind of hit or misses and what have you. And it's like, whatever. I'm gonna watch it because I'm gonna watch it. So
yeah,
what they say,
it's wrestling,
WrestleMania sells itself. So
right? But
what
then
before a card is even announced?
also that I think they depend on that too much. That the fact that it is WrestleMania, and they just it's Mania. Let's just no. That's what Vince would do. He would just kind of let it ride because it's Mania and not really because last year's bill was probably the best I've seen in a long time, especially for the main event.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's they focused on that 90% of the time, and then everything else was just kind of felt like it kind of felt like a filler. It's like, okay, well, we got this whole, bloodline Cody thing going on. Then it's like, okay,
Mm,
well, don't forget about these little guys over here. Don't forget about these little guys over here. Didn't make you care
yeah.
about it. But they also did that like a couple years ago when it was Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky. Like they kind of focused heavily on that match, and then it was like everybody else. Here you go, here you go. Here's everybody else. Which I
Hmm.
totally, if that's your main event, then yeah, it should get a ton of focus. But damn, don't just sprinkle everybody else in there like they just garnish. So
You know.
I'm like most of the secondary titles, I don't give a shit about because you don't make me care about them.
So, uh, what you think the tag team match is gonna be? I think it's gonna be they're gonna do a 4-way since the Profits won the titles back after 4 years.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, and we knew it because they've been having those 5 promos every week.
Yeah.
They got them. They didn't wrestle for a while. They first match back after them promos, and that's what they were
Mhm.
supposed to do. They couldn't come. I think we said that they couldn't come back and lose.
No, not the way you were.
Hmm.
Not after those promos. You can't lose.
Hmm.
If they are going to do again another multi-person tag team match, they have to have the Profits go in there and completely dominate. I'm sorry, they have to dominate
Yep.
flat out. To they just got to dominate. It's no other way to see it because you can't have them come out this strong, and they've been coming out strong and what have you, coming out at the end or during matches, straight laying everybody out, and then have them lose in a multi-man match. Like if you're gonna put the straps back on them after what'd you say 4 years? It's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's just 21.
Yeah, they have got to have a nice dominant run. They do. They
Hmm.
have to have a nice dominant run. And I've always liked the Street Profits. Them and the Cups and Montez with his how animated he is. Like, dude is like hyper athletic. How he's not running
Man,
up singles wins or singles titles at this point just blows my mind. But
yeah,
whatever.
he's terribly underrated right now, man. I think right now is his time to break out. But then I think we said that they don't need to break up. They could be like the New Day and just you
It,
know.
you're still together, but you're trying things on your own, give or take, and what
Hmm.
have you. But because like they had what was it? What he in the elimination chamber a couple years ago?
Oh
What they
yeah,
like?
when he really got shot, I think even the Rock had reached out and was like, man, this dude got potential.
Yeah, wasn't it like 2 or 3 years ago he was in the elimination chamber? It was
Hmm.
like, and we all, I think everybody thought that this would kind of be the start of him on his singles run. Like you're not gonna leave Dawkins out. Like Dawkins is pretty athletic for a big guy, what have you, but he's not Montez. Like they're two different levels of being athletic and what have you. Like Montez is like all the way up here, and then you got Montez who's more like the Jim Neidhart of the group. So
Yeah, he's more of the total package.
yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like I believe a promo from Montez more than I would from Dawkins. But if Dawkins even just stand there and hit his scowl in the camera, okay, I'm fine with that. He don't have to say much.
Yeah. But then I like how it seemed like I'm not saying well that uh Montez is giving him more shine, but I think he's really starting to show more of his personality. He's starting to cut more promos. But I would like to see I won't say Dawkins on his own, but I would just say more of Dawkins' person. I think he let him talk a little bit more is what I'm trying to say,
Mhm.
I guess.
Because he's the talker of the two, kind of like Shawn Michaels was with the Rockers and how Booker T was with Harlem Heat.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it was always confusing with the Steiner brothers, but
Yeah, you really couldn't say unless we got some Steiner math in there. No, I'm just
yeah,
playing.
yeah. And kind of like how I think uh, uh like with the even we go back all the way to the Road Warriors, like both of them could cut the promo and what have you So like they just kind of played off of each other, and how Brett pretty much for the Hart Foundation, Brett pretty much cut all the promos, and then you get Anvil,
Right.
and he would throw in a line or two, and then it's like, okay, just let Brett talk. So
Right. So I wanted to talk about, man, the first match of Raw. I think a lot of people shitted on Raw this week because we had Jay Uso versus A Town Down Under.
yeah, I was kind of in and out. I wasn't interested in it because I kind of know we all know the WWE formula. Like we knew how that was going. Jay was going to win, and then Walter was going to do a run in,
Hmm.
and it's kind of what happened. So
Yep.
I think it's time for them to uh, get Theory and away from Grayson Waller.
Just do
Um,
it, please.
yeah, it's Theory has a lot of potential and a lot of upside. I don't know why they might need to repackage him, give or take,
Yeah.
and kind of retool him a little bit and send him on, let him have the solo run.
Yeah. And yeah, he has to be a baby face because he been heel for a minute. I think really since he came in. Uh
Mm-hmm.
because remember he came in as like the punk kid with the phone and the
Yeah,
selfies he was taking everywhere,
yeah.
which was it was all right, but
I don't
no,
think that
he
gimmick was for him though. That's like that seemed more like a Vince McMahon idea.
yeah.
So it kind of let him be more of who he actually is and what have you. So yeah, I
Hmm.
think they need to kind of retool him a little bit. He might need to go back down to NXT for a minute.
Yeah, he still need to find who he is.
Yeah, very much so.
I think
Very much
so.
so. I don't like Grayson Waller. I don't know what it is about him. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just something about him that does not click with me. And then his finishing move pisses me off even more. So like you
You
jump
mean when
out
he
the
run
ring.
from the outside and
Yeah, you jump from we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like you go to the outside to go back in the inside to do a cutter like that. That's like waiting on the buckshot lariat. Like really,
yeah,
it's just kind of fucking stupid.
that'll
So
make it more impactful, bro. You just
it,
it actually makes it look worse.
it does. It really does.
It's just
Fucking
so
stupid.
Logan Paul, man, we just going over Raw. Logan Paul had addressed AJ Styles. Now, do you see this match happening? Because I don't. They haven't had any type of interaction at all. So are they gonna go with AJ versus Logan?
I think AJ deserves better at WrestleMania, but if they're going to use AJ to bring Logan up, give or take, I could see that. Um,
Yeah,
if that's going to be a match at Mania, which is looking like it is, because unless they just going to blow it off on Raw, which you don't have anything for AJ at WrestleMania, so I'd give it to him at WrestleMania. They will probably open up the show then.
that could, and not
Either
in a
the,
bad way either. But yeah, I think
yeah,
it'd be
no,
a good
not in a
opener.
bad way,
Yeah,
because AJ still got enough in the tank though, so AJ still got plenty in the tank. So
definitely. Yeah, age man. It kind of get to me sometimes the fact I'm almost 40 and I haven't really gotten the ring like I wanted to.
mhm.
But no, it ain't. It's not too late. It's never too late. I just need to. I just want to train for a while, get a feel for it, take some bumps. I mean, I've taken bumps before, but
Mhm.
I really want to have a just one match and just see how it goes from there. I
Yeah,
ain't really trying to make it or be. I mean, it would be nice, but no,
yeah,
no, I'm not at that point no more. In my 20s, that was what it was all about. But now I just want to, see how I feel.
yeah. I mean, look. People with this whole the whole ageism thing and all this other crap, and they see so much on. Oh, he should retire. Like, why should he retire? Because you said so, or because
Right.
you've never accomplished shit in fucking life. So you want to look down on somebody else that's still doing something that they love to do. Like until they can't physically do it anymore, why should they walk away? Why again? Oh, they should retire. Why? Give me one good reason why. Like they may not be able to perform like they did in their 20s and their 30s, or maybe even to their early 40s. But if they're still able to go, like what age is almost 50?
Yeah,
Look at Dustin Rhodes, and
man.
then
He's ageless.
right, and they crack me up. People crack me up when they talk about um that like the roster in AEW. It's like, have you all looked at the upper half of the roster in WWE? Because ain't none of them guys spring chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't none of them spring chickens. So, like you as a wrestler, from my understanding, like you don't even hit your peak until you like early to mid 30s,
Right. Yep.
give or take. So it's like, okay, you look at Kevin Owens. Kevin is in his what 40s, mid
He
40s.
just
Him and
turned 40.
Sammy.
Yeah.
So Randy is in his 40s. Like Rey Mysterio's knocking at 50. But you're talking about the guys over in AEW, like really,
Mm-hmm.
really? It's like, but you hand the ball to the younger guys, and then what happens? They 9 times out of 10 they fall in flat. Like none of this, the younger guys are connecting or doing anything to really progress uh their career. So why not lean heavily on your veterans,
Mm-hmm.
the guys that are selling tickets, like a
And it's
CM Punk?
and it's just a lot of things about. I mean, a lot of people. I think they don't have the it factor anymore. It's just like guys that want to wrestle and they have a hard time really. I mean, it's not easy, developing
Mm-mm.
and finding that thing. I mean, because we always compare stars to still people from back, 15, 20 years ago,
Yeah,
which, everybody was a character, back at the time. And these
yeah,
guys, they just come out, they're them, but we need more.
yeah. I don't think they're all. Not everybody's tapping into what did The Rock say? Like he is him, but it's just him turned up
Turned
to
up.
100.
Yep.
Same thing with Stone. It's Stone Cold, but it's Stone Cold turned up to 100. Be you, but turn it up to 100.
Hmm.
That's all it is. Like go back to Austin Theory. Like who the fuck is Austin Theory? So,
Yeah, we needed more backstory. We know he's from Atlanta and
mhm.
everything, but like what it just I think they need to do a documentary, kind of like how they did with theory, with not theory, with Priest. You've seen the Priest documentary?
No, I knew. I think I got it on my watch list, but I still haven't had the chance to sit down and watch it yet.
Okay, yeah, they did a lot about his background, and I think him and Gunther they wrestled each other back in the day too.
Back in the Indies when both of them were still fat and bloated.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they got pictures of floating around when they was together. Just
yeah. Like I saw some of the videos. I think I sent it to you and TJ. Like from when Walter and Darby Allin. Like even when Walter was like 300 plus pounds out
hmm
there just beating the
he,
shit
he
out of people. So
right, and he had that funky haircut. He had like blonde hair and stuff. But at the
yeah,
time, he was young, just trying stuff. But
yeah. It
he
took him a
wouldn't
while to
have
figure
the.
out who he was. So
Hmm.
and that's pretty much with anybody. But y'all been in it long enough. Like it say maybe you. Well, he's been a heel, and he's also been kind of a baby face. But maybe it's time for him to be a baby face again. But it's also like Bailey, like the whole thing with Bailey, like Bailey did the hugger thing, and it was over for a little while. But then people grew tired of it. Okay, but who's Bailey though?
Yeah, that was it. Like, no, you
When she
can't
did
beat
the
a
heel
hugger.
turn, like this is
Yeah,
Bailey.
yeah, that was desperately needed that change. Now she needs to just really change her music and her look again, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Bailey's getting to that point where I'm not going to necessarily call her the gatekeeper because that's kind of Natty's position, but she
Hmm.
kind of is moving into that spot where she's kind of almost becoming a gatekeeper. Because at this point, like her winning titles doesn't mean anything anymore because she's done it all. She's a grand slammer. So it's like, what else can she do?
Hmm.
Like, what else can she do? But outside of venturing down to maybe seeing Bailey cross the go through the door, slide over to TNA and knock on a few doors over there. I'd like to see her in the ring, her and Masha, or her and Savannah Evans,
Oh yeah,
her and
we talking the knockouts.
yeah, like there's a few people I'd like to see Bailey in the ring with over there.
But hey, I heard a theory. I heard something about possibly Naomi started her a faction. You heard about that?
With her and the Meta Girls. I
Yeah.
heard about that. That that would be really, really interesting though.
I think it'd be great.
That Naomi having her own faction, and then long as it's not, we understand what their mission is. Unlike Damage Control, unlike Pure Fusion Collection, or whatever they were calling themselves, or where you're just throwing people together and then they got to kind of figure it out. Like if you're gonna put them together, at least let them have a mission. Like you're Damage Control, but what does Damage Control mean? What is Damage Control doing?
Hmm.
Pure Fusion Collection, what was their point? What was their purpose?
Yeah.
Which and that's still that oh Jesus. How do you showcase them in the Rumble and then like a week later you fire Sonya or don't renew her contract rather? So because
Yeah.
I think people get confused about what renewing a contract, letting the contract expire, and then being released. They're not the same thing.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be better for it. I don't. I was listening. Did you listen to Busted Open? With she was talking
Yeah,
to Dave.
yeah,
Yeah, she got some other things and ventures going on. Whether she gonna be, oh shit, you
yeah,
you still hear me, right?
yeah.
God damn.
I'd see the back of your TV now, or your excuse us. Let's pause for station identification.
Technical difficulties.
Let me quit before my dog start howling.
All right.
It was like when the storms was going off, they kept all these damn sirens kept going off, and we trying to lay down because he kind of had passed us and what have you. So we laying there, and every time the sirens go, it's like, God damn it, because here he go with his howling and barking. It's like, God damn it.
Oh, I'm coming back on. I don't know what happened.
So not to digress not to digress too much. Did you see that apparently Jeff Cobb has signed with the E?
Jeff Cobb, he had the brother.
No, it was just him. They were gonna bring him in a few years ago, but he decided to stay in New Japan. He made a few appearances in AEW when it first started up, like the first year and a half or so that they were in business. He kind of showed up for a little bit. The
Uh-uh.
Hawaiian Juggernaut.
Oh no, I'm sorry, man. This is driving me crazy. I don't know why my camera not working. Jeff Cobb. What was his brother name?
He didn't have a brother. It was just him, as far as I know of.
Okay, I don't know who I'm thinking about. He got a brother. Maybe that was in NXT UK. Was he in
Mm,
NXT UK?
uh-uh.
Okay. No, he from AEW, right?
Yeah, he was there. He made a few appearances down there. Yeah, but he
Okay.
was mostly from ROH.
Right, right.
So yeah, I just saw it. I've been seeing some stuff that apparently he's been listed on their internal roster, but he's finishing up his dates over in New Japan and what have you. So I'm like, huh, that should be interesting. I want to see if they're gonna put him through NXT or they're gonna bring him straight to the main roster.
No,
But then
he
again,
I think he NXT
then
bound.
you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, yeah, if you were to bring him in and bring him to the main roster, like, dude, you would have to seriously bring people up to speed about Jeff Cobb. So because the first thing people gonna do when they don't you can't do them like you did the Motor City Machine Guns, like don't even put together a package to introduce them to let them know who the guns are and what have
Hmm.
you. And like they're way better and way like they are a tag team and who they actually are and what have you. But like with Jeff Cobb, like you would have to introduce him. So yeah, I would see him going to NXT first, and then them talking about his time in New Japan and in ROH.
Well, do you think WWE considers New Japan competition?
I know that they did back in the day, but probably not so much anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they shouldn't. I mean, because I mean they're their own market. I mean, because
Yeah,
but WWE they're going worldwide. I mean, they pretty much are more so now with the
yeah,
Netflix deal and everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to use my laptop camera.
And
All
then,
right, here
oh
I
my
am.
God, yeah, and people still pissed about that. It's like, how do y'all hang your hats on WWE being, the big dog in the market, but then you mad because they're being the big dog in the market? Like, you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And if you still can't understand the business move that they made off of that, with them going to Netflix, with them being more readily available to people as opposed to being on a local cable channel that some areas may not get. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to pay for another." Well, don't pay for it then. Just shut the fuck up and watch the highlights then. So,
Hey,
you're
just be
not hurting
glad you
them,
ain't paying 59.99 like we used to
man.
every month.
When the network came along, I thought that was the greatest. That was the greatest invention. I signed up as soon as that mug was available.
Hey, but you notice the quality of the pay-per-views went down too.
Yeah. I
They,
didn't care, but
yeah.
I wasn't paying $79.99 a month no more either. So
And then they got lazy. I really wish Triple H would bring back building custom stages for pay-per-views, man.
mm,
I miss that so much.
yeah.
'Cause everything that had its own theme, had its own unique look, and but now they just use the LED boards for
Yeah.
everything. It's like
Basically, yeah.
Armageddon. My favorite was Armageddon. They had the scene of the cars and the smashed buildings everywhere. And
You, you know the ones that used to get me back in the day though
what's
was the
that?
in your house ones.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I swear to God, that shit looked like you just walked in the like Party Central or some shit or Spirit Halloween or something like
yeah.
that. Y'all put no thought into this shit. You was like, let's just set it out here. Okay, it looks good on TV. Like, no, it didn't. No,
Hmm.
it didn't.
Yeah, I miss those. I miss those too. But they brought back that set. I think they had NXT in your house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did they?
They did that.
Oh shit, that must have been before I started watching.
Hmm.
'Cause, I mean, I kind of started watching NXT like, of course, it was still the black and gold, but it was like, I don't know, when did I start watching? I think it was, mm, I don't know. I think it was like right around the time that Kevin Owens came in,
Okay,
or maybe,
2015.
yeah, it was probably like a little, maybe even a little bit before that. But yeah, I think it was pretty much when Kevin Owens had came in.
Yeah, I think that's about the time I was starting to faithfully watch too. Like, um, it's a YouTube channel who show a lot of the people who still around now, like their actual debuts and when they started in NXT, like 2013 and 14. Like
Hmm.
Dawkins, he started in 2013. Fandango,
Yeah.
Breeze. Did you know that Dakota Kai, her name was Evie back in the day?
Mm-mm.
Her debut name was Evie. And it's just some stuff that you just kind of like, it's interesting now. It's been like 10, 11 years, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's cool to see where they are now and how they where they started. But
But boy,
those are the
Vince had
golden
never.
days of NXT.
Yeah, Vince had never fucked with the black and gold though, but
Because yeah,
but they've done a good job of rebuilding back up that brand. It's not the black and gold, but it is not 2.0. That's for damn sure. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's black and gold, but with the logo, but it's like just an updated version. But they definitely don't do things like 2.0. I didn't really watch 2.0.
mhm.
I just because I was pissed at how they got rid of the original black and gold. So I was just it was just kind of a rebellious thing. I'm not watching that shit. But and
Yeah,
I
I
and
mean
I
they came
didn't
in.
because it was Bruce Pritchard as was producing it, wasn't he?
It was so out of touch.
Hmm.
He's out of touch.
Yeah.
Like they came in, it was like black and gold. Nope.
Nope.
We're gonna go with these bright ass fruity colors, and then we just gonna do dumb shit that we do on the main roster that doesn't make any sense, that connects no dots. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's what pissed me off the most about that whole thing. But I'll peek my head in because I like Obafemi, so I'll watch what he doing.
Yeah, and then as soon as all this shit started happening with Vince, the first thing I said was, I'm like, Triple H gonna take uh, in NXT back to what NXT was, and then he did. And Triple H undid everything that Vince did, and it was hilarious. It was like basically it was a big fuck you. So
Hmm.
he's like, I've been waiting. He was sitting up. Triple H was like this. I've
Right in
been
the
waiting
cut,
on this shit. I've been waiting on this.
very patient. But do you see
Patient.
a lot of the, because we know how Triple H operated. How much of the black and gold tendencies do you see on the main roster now? Is he really doing those things? You know what I mean? Like just how the booking style is it? I think it's more so. It's a. I feel like it's like he has some Vince isms in his booking,
Very much so.
but
It's kind of almost it's a little bit of both.
a little
Like
bit.
yeah, it's a little bit of both because, like you said, there he does have still a lot of the the Vinceisms in there, but he kind of sprinkles a little bit of the black and gold in there too.
Hmm. I wish he would be more so black and gold as far as the pacing, the story. I mean,
Hmm.
it's different too. Because you got a longer show, you got more people. Um, but I think too. No, no, not before that. Uh, well, maybe I heard you heard Road Dogg is coming back to write for SmackDown, right?
Is he?
Hmm.
Oh shit! First of all, I didn't even know Road Dogg was gone. So, but SmackDown also, I think in the fall is going to 2 hours.
It's going back.
Yep, it's going to 2 hours.
Good.
I'm like, that's good. I'm like, because 3 hours is still a fucking chore to watch.
Hmm.
It's a chore. When I'm watching SmackDown, I usually check out in about the second hour. Like once it gets to the second hour, about 15, 20 minutes into it, I kind of just check out. It's just
Hmm.
playing in the background. So
Yeah,
so I can still
I'll
hear
catch
it, but
up
I'm not
to it.
even watching it.
Yeah. So we just bouncing around. We don't give a shit. So we
Yeah.
got
I mean, there
uh
is no look, let's be honest here. There is no brand split anymore.
no, we just
Not in the traditional sense when there was no other programming to watch when WWE was we're going to create our own competition within our own company type of shit. Like that's kind of out the window, give or take at this point in time,
at this point, yeah.
because you got people that keep bouncing. They're bouncing between basically either two of the shows or all three of the shows. They first just fucking do away with that shit if you're gonna do away with it. But you can keep them on the same schedules. Like if they're doing Raw and then they're doing a house show, then they're at home for a couple of days, and then they come in, fly back out on Saturday to get to the next town, or Fridays and whatever. If you're gonna do that, that's fine. But stop talking about these brand splits. There is no brand splits. Not when you got main roster talent going to NXT and NXT talent popping up on the main roster. So it's not a brand split anymore. It's just
Hmm.
not. Like fucking get away from that goofy shit. It's never made sense to me to begin with. So like when there was no other programming and when most people that were still sleeping on TNA, because even when that period when WWE was complete horse shit and it was a chore to watch for 3 hours, TNA was quietly putting on better programming and people still sleep on it. It's like, oh, for the 75 people in attendance, yeah, but those 75 people are invested in those stories and everything that's going on. And those
Hmm.
75 people sound like 1,100 people that
Right.
Raw is in front of right now. So fuck you. Fuck
Hmm.
you.
It sounds like it's a crowd of 20,000 when you said whatever 75 passionate fans, whatever.
Exactly. And they weren't sitting on their hands. They
Hmm.
weren't sitting there with their phones on their phones the whole time, or sitting there with their phone like this, waiting for the high spot or the finish. They were
Right.
invested in the match.
Hmm.
So it was like, fuck, I was like, why y'all talking about it? I'm like, TNA was quietly putting on better shows. Sorry. And this was with Scott Demore running.
Yeah, man. I remember when he got fired. I mean, a lot of the people in the locker room there, especially like Jordan Gray, she was devastated, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but they everything that he had kind of set up and all his story, they kind of let those run through. I mean, they kind of kept on with it. Like I catch it when I can. Again, we got a lot of wrestling to watch. I'm like, I just mostly watch highlights because we can't watch. It's impossible to watch
It's too
everything.
much. Yeah, it's too
So I
much.
just watched kind of catch some of the highlights. Like even still, like with Sacrifice, I kind of tuned into Sacrifice. I'm like, and it was actually a pretty good show. The title match, the women's title match, was had to be cut short for some reason. I'm like, I don't know. I think somebody ran over earlier in the show because that match was probably, I think, like 7, 8 minutes, give or take.
What you mean is a TNA pay-per-view?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
was a Friday Sacrifice.
Okay.
So the title match with Masha and Cora Jade. I think that match was only like 10 minutes.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know if that's because Cora is actually was still kind of hurt, is still hurt or whatever. I saw reports that said that she kind of just got shaken up in that match. That's why they called it early with Jordan and kind of played it off with like a like she had a slight injury or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that match was only like 7 minutes, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, that match over with already. Like, oh, okay. I think somebody ran over earlier in the show. It might have been the Moose and Jeff Hardy match. So,
Okay.
but either way, it was actually a solid little pay per view and what have you. So,
How
and
long
then
was it? Are they pay-per-views 2 hours or?
yeah, it's like two. It was like 2 hours.
Hmm.
So it was a solid pay per view though. So, and of course, people with the whole TNA and WWE working relationship, people were talking about how the E's talent is going over. It's like, well, first of all, these are developmental talents. I'm like, and then furthermore, I'm like, some of TNA's talent is going over just like WWE talent is going over. It's like we already, Oma wasn't finna lose the world title to Moose. That wasn't finna happen. But you had the Hardys win. It's like, okay, well, the Hardys beat Praxium. It's like, but you got to understand why they had the Hardys win though. Because you had to give TNA a win also. You can't have them dropping everything because then we know that's a Vinceism right there. So, because if Vince was going to let somebody, one of his talents, work in another promotion, the only way that they were going to work in that promotion is if they went over.
Right.
There was no middle ground. They had to go over.
Hmm.
So,
Well, look at the WCW and WWF Invasion. I mean, those guys went over.
oh,
Yeah, I was watching, listening to Scott Steiner's paper, interview with Chris Van Vliet. Did you
mhm.
listen to it yet?
I caught bits and pieces of it.
Okay, yeah, he shitted on Hulk Hogan like everybody do.
Uh,
Uh, he said he was gonna punch him in the mouth or something like that. He was gonna slap him in the face for something he had did. He called the police on him or something. You know those old road stories. I love those
yeah.
stories, man. From the
Hogan,
old heads,
the police on Steiner.
something like that.
I could see
I'm
that
paraphrasing
because
wrong.
I could even if you are, I could see that because Scotty has always had the reputation of being basically a for real loose cannon and what have you. And like he'd pop off in a heartbeat. So I could see
Yeah.
that. I could see that. Like
Hmm. But
you over there popping them gums. Like this is a straight a real life shooter and what have you. And you finna fuck around and get your ass wrapped up. So fuck around and get choked out for real. So
real. Hey, so are you gonna get WWE 2K25 or did you already get it or
I did, and I kind of played with it a little bit. The first day I kind of let it play a little bit,
uh
and I went through the roster, and I'm like, okay, the roster is kind of like okay, but have shit at the same time. Because it's like I said, they got in the text that I sent you and TJ, I'm like, they got like the entire bloodline here, but you got like who's really running to play with Jamal and Rosie? Who's really running to play with Tamina? Who's really running to play with the head shrinkers? Who's really
yeah,
running to play with Hachi Peter Maivia? Who's really running to play with them? I don't think nobody really is.
yeah, yeah.
And then so a lot of the, like I said, they had all the iterations of like Triple H, The Rock, uh, um, HBK, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash. They got the Razor Ramon and the Scott. They got the both gimmicks in there with them, and then they got a bunch of like other um like made up characters. One of them is El Generico, Sami Zayn,
They
but
got
it's
him on
called
there.
I forgot what they called him. But I looked at him, I was like, is it is that El Generico? Is that Sami Zayn? That's El Generico. Come on, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Give him his credit. Give him his credit. So, but I kind of played it a little bit. Like it made me realize why I don't buy WWE 2K games
Yeah.
because they pretty much all play the same and they're kind of shit. I mean, they got some of the storylines in there. Like if you play, I forgot what it's called, but like it went through like the Hogan Yokozuna match. What was it, WrestleMania 7? I think that was WrestleMania 7, but they had that match in there. Then you have to hit all the key points like you would in like any of the other games that got the storylines, and then it kind of
Hmm.
goes through the whole bloodline, all of that shit. And it's got Paul Heyman narrating the whole damn thing and shit. So I'm like, that's more interesting than playing the damn match. So I'm like Paul Heyman. So
Yeah, I was a real mark for these games, man. If I can pull out my book, I got this is from the PS3.
oh
SmackDown
man,
versus Raw 11,
uh-huh.
12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, that's NBA 2K. But even that, I stopped buying NBA 2K games, man. Um it's a lot of time you got to put into these games. And it's like uh niggas is getting old and we got other responsibilities. So it's like I
Yeah,
can't put as much time into games as I used to. So
yeah,
like I'll dibble and dabble. I'm a big time gamer. This is a book of all my old PS2 games.
yeah.
Like I'm definitely a retro gamer, but games these days they want you to put so much money into them with
I don't. I
microtransactions and
like unless I'm really truly invested. I
yeah,
don't. I'm like, if it's just like the basic shit, that's pretty much what I get. And it's like you because they got like different versions. You got the bloodline, you got the regular version, you got the bloodline version, you got fucking garbage ass Undertaker version now.
the
It just I
deluxe,
just saw
yeah,
the other day. Yeah, I
yeah.
was like, I'm not getting all that. Just give me Paul Orndorff and I'm good. So give me Paul
Yeah.
Orndorff and I'm good. So, but
Yeah, it's like I was saying in the text too, man. The fun factor is just it's not as fun like how it used to be, like in the old SmackDown versus Raw games on
yeah,
the PS2. And even like they try to come out with like you remember, of course, NBA Jam. They tried to make those type of over the top wrestling games. What was it? All WWE All Stars, and then the last one was something when when they do all the moves and they be flying all through the air and they all overly
oh yeah,
sized and stuff.
yeah.
I didn't play that bullshit. And then WWE 20 was garbage. And it's like I remember one time I was playing with an ex-girlfriend, her little nephew or something, and we was playing the game. He was falling asleep. This little boy was falling asleep playing the WWE game with me. He was so excited, and it's just got that boring. So I think the simulation style is just
Yeah,
done. And it need to be
yeah,
more like a fighting game. That's why I play just one game. I play Tekken.
yeah.
It's exciting. It's fast paced. You keep your attention. You sure as hell ain't falling asleep.
No, I mean I play my regular games. Like I'm not a hardcore gamer and what have you. Like my one of my best friends, he be on Call of Duty. He was like, bro, I been this mug locked in for like 2 days, ain't washed my ass or nothing. So, but I jump in and I'll play my games. I'm like, I can't get into Call of Duty, but whatever.
Me
So
neither.
I'll
Yeah.
play I'll play my Madden and my NCAA. I might jump on 2K every once in a while. But I'm mostly rocking. I've been trying to get deeper into my Undisputed, which is the first real boxing game that the PS5 has put out or PlayStation has put out in a long time. So
Oh, I heard about that.
yeah, trying to
Yeah.
get deeper into it. Um, and
Is
really
it on
learn the
Xbox?
mechanic. I think it's on Xbox too, but I got mine on PS5.
Okay.
But getting more into it to learn the real mechanics of it and what have you, because you can. Hey, my brother be streaming his and he out here laying cats out with like 3 punches and what have you. Like, bro, what kind of character you got?
Yeah,
He's
the
like, don't
cheat
play.
codes in this bitch.
No, he said this is what he told me. He said, don't play with the heavyweights. You got to go with the smaller guys. He's like, don't play with the heavyweights. He's like, because they all trash. So
Okay, okay.
you got to play with the Crawfords and what have you. He was like, that's where the fights are. He's like, the heavyweights stay because they all ass. So
Okay.
I've been trying to get a little bit deeper into that, and then I'm always rocking my UFC 5. So,
Okay,
but
okay.
even though
Okay.
I'm boycotting UFC at the present moment, as long as Dana White is running the UFC, I'm not watching.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not.
Mm.
I can't.
But he's
I
always branded. What's the problem with him now?
I
Oh, I
don't
think
support
I
it.
know.
Yep, I'll say it. I don't support his political views. And
Right.
anytime that you're welcoming sex traffickers back into this country, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I said
Mm-hmm.
what I said.
It
So
is what it is, brother.
it is what it is. So
Yeah.
you tuned in our channel. We didn't turn into yours. So I'm gonna say what I gotta say and can't nobody do nothing about it. Pull up. You heard me.
That's what it is. All right, all right.
So, but anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll still rock it because it's fun to play. The only level that you don't ever put it on is
Mm-hmm.
legendary because if you do, you can never change it back.
Mm-hmm.
It is locked in and you can't do nothing. Like they have but what you call it on there where you can play for you can play contracts and they'll have like certain like highlighted fights or whatever the case may be and they'll have like it's like 10, 12 fights on there
Okay.
and they'll have them set at different levels. Like it'll start out, it'll go to easy, then you'll have like pro or like hard, and then you'll have legendary. Man, look here, I was playing legendary. It was uh Izzy and Kevin Gastelum. Man, Izzy must have. You get three chances with him. You get three fights with him. MF not kicked my ass all three times. I was barely even getting punches in. I'm like, I know my fingers ain't that slow. Now hold on. Then I went old school and turned it and put the controller in my lap and was doing the buttons like this. I'm like,
Like a
bro,
joystick.
yeah, yeah. I was like, bro. After that third, when he caught me that third time, I'm like, man, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
folks.
a
We kind of all over the place right now, but
yeah.
it is what it is.
I'm
I'm
gonna check
tired,
that
so
out because I thought that was like a mobile game or something. I was seeing a boxing mobile game, but yeah, I'm a because I would like to. I used to love the old Knockout Kings and Fight Nights. So
yeah. Then was the last real boxing games, and whatever the last one was that I think it was Ali was on the cover. I
was
think
it Fight Night round? I got it somewhere.
I think the last one I think was like with Ali on the cover. I think that was like one of the last real boxing games that came out, and we ain't had one since then. There's been all these extra goofy little uh, uh, little boxing games and what have you. I was like, I need a real boxing game. So
Man, I
when
got
we
some
heard that one,
old games.
yeah,
Bro, I got Tomb Raider. You remember L.A. Noire?
yeah.
I love that game still. I may play that tonight. Anyway, wrestling.
Yeah. So what happened on? What really did you watch SmackDown? Were you able to watch it?
Yeah, I checked it out. I peeked my head in. What happened? We had because they were in Barcelona, right? And I
Hmm.
think LA Knight he came out and cut a promo. Um, hold on, I gotta cheat and look at my my results here for SmackDown. Because once I watch the show, I remember just the important stuff.
Yeah, that's probably why. Like I said, I only saw the highlights because I don't know if it. I usually stream it, but I couldn't find it on none of my streamers.
Oh yeah, and then Jay Uso came out to challenge LA Knight for a title match.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Uh, oh yeah, it was Bloodline versus Jimmy Uso and Braun Strowman and LA Knight. You know they've been doing that match a lot as well.
Yeah,
Hmm
I'll say this, and then I'm gonna slide out because I can feel myself falling off on you.
Okay,
They
okay.
um, is it me or what are they doing with Braun?
I ain't no telling. Pretty much nothing, nothing of significance. He definitely not in no type of title picture. They keep teasing him and Jacob like they finna do something big all the time, but I think they just need to have a couple matches and blow it off.
Yeah, because
And
I feel like since he's been back, even since he's been back from his most recent injury, like what are y'all doing with him? Because if he's supposed to be the monster of all monsters, and I know he's a baby face, but
right.
dude, y'all got him looking like hot monkey garbage.
hmm Yeah, he ain't really doing nothing. He just he a baby face, of course, but I mean he's just big brawn. Brawn, that's all.
Yeah,
These days that's all he is, pretty much.
yeah, and I'm like, it's like I know that they're basically using him to kind of more established Jacob and what have you, because we all know that Jacob is the path that they're going down. So
Oh yeah,
just like in general, Jacob is, I've said it before, Jacob is what they thought they were getting in Solo. So,
right.
but Jacob is like he'll be the one, and I think kind of like Tama will be right behind him once they actually kind of focus in on him, because Tama was over there cutting up in New Japan when he went on his solo run before he left.
So I
Like,
seen he won some championships too, didn't he?
yeah, Tama was over there cutting up.
Yep.
So I can see them kind of focusing in on those two, and I see why they kind of put those. Well, of course, because Tonga had got hurt and what have you, but still, yet, I can see them focusing in on them two, kind of going forward and what have you. I'm like, dude, Braun over here looking like straight trash.
Hmm. So what you you say from the road, right? We could just talk about the Cody situation. What you think about the build and how I know the
You
build
know
and
that
him and
that that
Cena
that is
and
that is under TJ's skin right now.
yeah, that's why I want to really hear his take and so he can go off and both of y'all can just
I think it's bothering him more than me. I
okay.
I think I kind of feel the same way too. Like you got a for real part timer who's coming in and you giving him a title shot, but he's not there to promote the feud. And then you got these other two branches where they're not there to promote the feud. Now, on one end of it, I kind of get it, because without them being there these last 2 weeks since everything happened and what have you, that kind of adds fuel to the fire. So when they do see each other, or in the same place, probably within the next week or so, but it doesn't make me want to tune in for the match at Mania, because again, for me personally, I don't like Cody's matches because they have too much interference for me. Like I'm a traditionalist. A world title match should not have that much outside interference. You don't need 32 run-ins in a title match. That's just fucking ridiculous to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then, like the first match with him and Roman, uh, it had like 10 run-ins. I'm being facetious, but still, it had too many run-ins. And then the match last year, everybody got involved in the damn thing. And then it's like, wait a minute. So the ref is just standing here letting this go on.
What was the
We're not
Bloodlines
calling the
rule
match,
match?
huh?
Bloodline rules meant don't no DQ.
That
That's just an excuse to do it though.
Yeah, and then again, they keep renaming the no holds barred, in anything goes street fight. Like, dude, they're all the same thing. You're just giving it different names for no. They're all the same thing.
It's all the
But
same.
but still, and yet that was fucking stupid. That's just doing too. You got too many smoke and mirrors for a match that don't need smoke and mirrors. Like
Hmm.
what were you trying to hide here to begin with? But it's like it just makes me not interested in Cody title matches, especially not at Mania. And this build is not helping me none. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew they would let things cool off, but it's cooled off because people, yeah, if they were on a high for that week, but going
Mhm.
into week two and week three, we ain't got nothing. But Cody coming out and at least he there, but uh, Cena he's still filming stuff and uh, he flew out right after Elimination Chamber and
Immediately. So
yeah
it's
to
like
go do that.
if they're not going to even have, like, 1 week was fine, but now you're 2 weeks and you're a month away from Mania. So what was the point then?
Yeah,
Like if you're not going to be committed to being there week in and week out, or at least every other week to build to the show and what have you, you kind of I'm not interested. I'm not. I kind of want it to happen so it can be over with.
yeah. They let it cool down too much.
Because even if he wins, it's like, then what? Then we go into the Brock thing again, where you're not seeing the title for like 3 months. You're not seeing the
Basically.
title defended for 2 months. And then when he do come in, he's basically, you know that he's walking out with the championship. It's like, I thought we were past that. I
Hmm.
thought we were past that, but it kind of seemed like that's that Vinceism again.
Oh,
There's that Vinceism again,
there it
rearing its
is.
ugly head. So,
It's in his blood, brother.
brother, brother, brother. Right. But it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like I said, it's Mania. We gonna watch it just because we gonna watch it, but still and yet. Uh,
Terrell, So you froze up, bro. All right, Terrell, you froze, man. Are you still there? All right, he has frozen up. I'm see if he want to get back on. I may just end it here, guys. Oh, okay. Well, maybe he gonna hop back in. We'll just wait for a second. But okay, there he is.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. All righty then.
yeah.
Some technical difficulties tonight there. My thing, it just shut down and went back into and booted itself back up. But okay.
Yeah,
But
same here, man. My computer, the green is not even coming on. Like it's normally green.
mhm.
I don't know what's happening. It was cheap. So, um, yeah, what was you saying?
Uh, fuck, I forgot. Oh,
Okay.
honestly, for real, only match that I'm kind of interested in, or really I'm interested in, is potentially what's going to be with Rhea, Bianca, and Io. I think, even though I think that Bianca's getting the raw end of the deal there, it being going from a one-on-one to a possible three-way.
Yeah, but we speculating that it's gonna be three ways, but the way they build it is gonna be three ways. But they really haven't, announced them or made them official. So
Yeah, but
I
you
mean,
know it's coming.
hopefully, yeah,
You know it's coming.
three way, three way, three. We got probably three or four matches that's a three way or four or something.
Because the way that they set it up last week, where they was basically pushing EO. They was like, you ain't got nothing to do with it. This between us. And it's like, wait a minute, that's the champion. And then when she smacked both, I was like, we getting a three-way dance with this.
Got her shit in, brother.
Yeah, she had to get her shit in, brother.
Yep.
But it's like I'm more interested in that match than I am again the Tiffany and Charlotte match because
Yeah,
you're not doing enough to make me invested in it. Like I'm invested
absolutely.
in what's going on over here. So
But I really wanted to see Rhea and Bianca get their one on one at Mania more so. I mean, not that EO and good, it was great. It was just really like, bam. I thought this was their time, but
yeah, and it's
then
also
I don't
like
want her to be a paper champion, to where she's just gonna drop it, you know.
and so then what was the point of having EO even win? What was the point of even having the title? Because I guess they're trying to break the norm of whoever's holding the title, they gonna walk into they just walk into WrestleMania as the champion. But it's
Right.
also like, what did you have her drop the title just so she can drop the title to Bianca at Mania?
Hmm.
It's like, what? Okay, but let's see how that plays out. But that's pretty much the only honestly, that's pretty much the only thing that I'm interested in because I I think we'll get a match. I'm pretty sure that we'll get a match between Jade and Naomi at Mania. Because she did it for Bianca. I actually had a graphic, but it wouldn't show up right. So I was like, God
Oh,
damn
okay.
it.
I gotta
I
see that.
did
I
it.
gotta look up that meme.
Yeah, that was hilarious though. I was like, oh my God, because she did it for Bianca. You selfish bitch, you. But I was like, and it was like, I saw people talking about that uh Bianca could still be in it. And I was like, but why would she let Jade walk past her? They acknowledge each other, and she gave Jade the okay, like it is what it is then.
Right. Do what you got to do. Hmm.
Exactly. And then just let her go in there. And then they got Naomi running out like a punk. But then why wouldn't Bianca come in and run interference though? So, but it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, you did that. So you gotta, you made your bed, now you gotta lie in it. So, and
That's
she gonna
it.
beat the brakes off of Liv Morgan next week, just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
She gonna beat the brakes off of her.
Yeah. She gonna be bumping around like crazy.
Oh shit, yeah.
But
Shit, yeah.
she got her ass in that like interview when she was walking by.
Her that look, her that laugh irked me at first, but now I'm kind of like, it kind of goes with it. It kind of goes
Hmm.
with the character. So
It works for her.
yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
but when anybody else do it, it's just kind of stupid. So
Hmm. So we gonna end it right here, bro. We got Backlash coming back. This is gonna be I think it's not WrestleMania Backlash, but we know how Backlash works traditionally, where they just have rematches from
that's just from
WrestleMania,
Mania. Yeah,
or just do some type of WrestleMania ties. And um I'm going.
yeah.
You going? That's just
I plan on it. I'm gonna see what the tickets looking like because I've heard that they've been kind of jacking up the prices. And if I'm gonna be sitting, I'm not paying, $200 or $300 to sit in bullshit seats with a bullshit site when I can sit at home and watch it for free. So,
yeah.
but it just depends on what those prices looking like. Yeah, I've been seeing people like they've been going up on prices on the tickets and what have you. I'm like, damn, for real? I'm like, I can see that because wrestling is popping again.
Hmm.
So it's popping again. So you can see the prices going up. But yeah, we'll see. I'll see what they look like on pre-code, but I probably won't get mine until Friday.
You say you gonna pre-order 'em?
Yeah, the pre-sale starts Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I signed up for it. So when they send it to me, I'll send it to you.
Okay. I
Yeah,
normally get my
I'll send
stuff off of StubHub or sometimes Ticketmaster. Depends on what's cheaper, but you
yeah,
try to save a little money on these things. You end up saving around buying around the same price, but then it depends on that stupid damn service fee.
yeah.
Them
Uh,
fees, man.
yeah, it's them, and they've been going after places like Ticketmaster that's charging these ridiculous extra fucking fees. Like you gonna charge me to print my shit at home? Like really? That's my ink.
Right.
What are you charging me for?
Yeah, we need that too.
Right. It's like, God damn.
The
Like, I
taxes.
remember I liked it better back in the day when I can just go walk up to the box office and pick my seats. Like, let me get this one and this one, and boom, there you go.
It's
Now
a
they want to do
the
a
ticket
arm
tariff.
and a leg. Yeah, like, God damn. Look, it's my ink and my paper. What are you charging me for?
Yeah. Charge you to print like it's the library or something.
Yeah. And even then you get a free print. So damn.
Yeah.
You get a free print.
Yeah.
Damn, stinking asses. But
Yeah, we
yeah,
gonna see. They gonna have their first on Monday. They're gonna have their first face to face Cena and Cody. So we gonna see how much Cena's changed or what type of twist they gonna put on his character finally.
yeah.
So it should be interesting.
You think he gonna cut his hair?
Nah, he ain't gotta do all that. He still got stuff and movies he doing. But I mean, unless he want to fully commit. I mean,
Uh-huh.
with his schedule and everything, I'm sure he's still in production of filming, whatever he doing. So, but no, I don't really know what to expect. I'm just excited to see how much different he gonna be.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
gonna
mean, is
come
he
out
really
wearing.
gonna go there? Is he really gonna really express how the fans have crapped on him for years and how he just took it all in? Now he just finna pay it back and screw all you guys, brother.
All this crap in the ring. As far as I'm concerned, brother, you can take it and you can shove it. Because this right here, brother, is the new world order of professional wrestling, brother.
So hopefully we see. I mean, I'm just to be uh consistent with storyline. We see Travis Scott and The Rock, or maybe just The
And
Rock.
yeah, yeah, we don't need to see Travis Scott. And when somebody do that, he need to get a receipt. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So he got a receipt coming. Somebody gonna give it to him.
Hmm.
So, and he talking about that he want to get involved and he want to get actually in the ring. Like, mm, you probably should let that one. You probably should let that die down first. So,
Yeah, I think Cody gonna give him a crossroads. He need to learn how to just do that.
yeah, he should. He should hit him with like three of them, like he had to do Roman. So,
Right.
and then he kicks out on two. But anyway,
Yeah.
kind of like Trash used to do back in the day. I was like, how is this dude kicking out of everybody's finisher, but nobody kicked out the weak ass leg drop? Like you kicked out of the perfect plex, you kicked out of the elbow,
Right.
you kicked out of the DDT. Like
I know.
you kicked out of Jake's DDT. You kicked out of Orndorff's pile driver. Like, but didn't nobody kick out of the big boot, and the leg drop though. Like, and your finish is not even believable. Pile driver, believable. DDT, believable. Elbow off the top rope, believable. Boot and the leg drop. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
All these moves at one time were finishers. Like a suplex was a finisher at one point.
The sleeper was a finisher.
The $1 million dream was a
The $1 million dream. So the Cobra Clutch, the
right.
Roddy Piper sleeper. Those were finishers. But
Mm-hmm.
you kicked out of. I'm not even finna get started. We
All
already
right.
know how I feel about that piece of garbage. But anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
we was all over the place today. But whatever. Good shit.
Yep. All right. Good show tonight, man. Y'all